Hey, this is Ras Lidj. Hello world, YouTube, the world, everywhere, Washington, D.C. This is Ras Lidj from Ras Lidj and Deep Band. Regg'go music, R-E-G-G-O, regg'go. See what I mean? Got the lyrics book where the lyrics get put down. Bob Marley, Chuck Brown. Yeah, just live here inside of One World Studios. Doing my thing, you know. Naya Bingy time and Marcus Garvey birthday today. Everything. Bless up. Yeah?
Can you explain what is regg'go?
What is regg'go? Regg'go is the contemporary ancient fusion of roots, dancehall, reggae music. Roots linked with a DC go-go pocket beat, strong DC go-go pocket beat. Yeah? One of my other fans, Les, best described it as regg'go equals synergy, S-Y-N-E-R-G-Y. You know, regg'go being the sum of two elements put together that, you know, even greater than any one of them individual elements by themselves. So regg'go is synergy. The contemporary ancient fusion, you know? Roots dancehall reggae with a DC pocket beat.
When I ask people about you and where you're from, the first thing they say is, oh, he's from Southeast, he's not from Jamaica. I don't know why he talks that way. Can you explain to the people why the people feel this way?
I'll explain that from the conscious level, and I would like to say, my people, just let me say this, the earth is the Lord and the fullness thereof. My people suffer for their lack of knowledge, and I have to take you to the foundations. You know, let me take you to the foundations. If you ever watch Roots, which is one of my favorite movies, when Kuta was on the ship there, when he's being carried over, one of the men who was a natural strong warrior who was set to overtake the slave ship, he said to Kuta, are you Fulani? You're Kuta Kinte, you're Fulani, right? So he said, listen, every man, let me get every man on this ship who is Fulani. He said, I want all the people who Fulani, teach your brothers and sisters next to you the language of the Fulani, and learn the language of your brothers and sisters, learn the language from their tribes, so they will be able to communicate with each other. So when it's time for us to overtake, we will know how to communicate with each other, okay? You have people who come here from all kind of countries, Africa, countries all over the world. You know, Africa in particular, they have to learn the language of their tribe, and most of them speak French or the language of who colonized them. And I wish I had known that Africans speak French so fluently when I was growing up. I would have took more time in high school learning French when I studied it, you know, but I want to speak the language of everyone. If you see me right now, because I love Ethiopia and want to go to Ethiopia so much, if you see me go in an Ethiopian store or talk to an Ethiopian person, I will always say to an Ethiopian man, Enemenesh, an Ethiopian woman, an Ethiopian man, Enemene, or Ethiopian woman, Enemenesh, you know, Danana, Danana. You see, when they give me my change or my food back, I say, I'm a Senegalo, thank you. You know, all right, so they want me to talk like I'm from Southeast, so I can sit there and say, yeah, man, well, you know, like, I'm doing this little interview, Joan, right? And you know what I mean? Say, like, regg'go is like, it's like when you know, we play the reggae, right? You know what I mean? No, you don't know what I mean. Because I just sat there and used a bunch of words and I ain't say shit to you. All I was saying, you feel me? You know what I mean? I ain't said nothing. So, you know, words is with the tongue. Now, when it comes to Rasta, because I am a Rasta and I'm affiliated and I deal with Rasta 100%. Those are my people. That's who I'm around all the time. So I naturally speak the Rasta language. Rasta, we have a language and we speak in the Isis. Yes, I. Nyabingi, I. Kuna, I and I is I. You see what I mean? The I, some people say there's no I in team, but let me tell you something. The I symbolizes oneness, one world, one God, one aim, one sense, one destiny, one music, one band, one sound. You see, one word from a person change a person. You see it? R-A-S-T-A-F-A-R-I, Rastafari. S-E-L-A-S-S-I-E-I, Selassie. You see it? A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I. I is the ninth letter that you get to. You see it? 9 times 1 is 9. 9 times 2 is 18. 1 and 8 make 9. See it? 9 times 3 is 27. And 3, you see, 9 times 3, what did I say? 27. And 2 and 7 make 9. You see it? 9 times 4 is 36. 3 and 6 make 9. You check it all the way up. So that's how powerful it is, because anytime you reach 9, look what come after 10. You get back to the 1 in front. And we're talking about the oneness. You see? So mathematically, Rastafari is my way of life. Life-wise, everything, it makes sense, it's structure, and Rasta is what take me up. So that's what I deal with. So that's why you hear me speak in Rasta language, Rasta dialect more time. That's just me.
Why don't other go-go bands fuck with you like that?
Why don't other go-go bands fuck with me? I wouldn't say that. The younger bands may not recognize me because they don't know the foundation, but one thing about me, I come from the fraternity of where all go-go's started. Southeast, DC. You see what I mean? Big Bad Baloo. So if you belong to that fraternity there, they can't leave you out. You know what I mean? D. Floyd, when I got back from Trinidad in 1989, D. Floyd, I am a big Rasta hat. He called me Rasta Ray. That name stuck ever since until it became Ras Lidj. Yesterday I did a gig with Psy and Prophecy. So go-go, I wouldn't say that. Go-go has this thing where these bands are very individualistic and to themselves, and they won't open the doors or let you come in for whatever reason, you know what I mean? And crab in the barrel syndrome, so they don't, it's not that they don't, they're just protecting their own houses and what's theirs. You don't have shows where 2 and 3 bands ganging and play together anymore like they used to. So my word sound, my speech, my audience, my crowd, because I do songs like Put Jah First. You see, everything we do, you know, we put Jah first. Put Jah first. You see, some say God, Muslims say Allah, witness say Jehovah, Rasta say Jah. Any all you call his name is only one God. Any all you call his name is only one God. One God, one name, and one destiny. Marcus Garvey tell me that from early. Lidj upon the mic, you want to hear me when I speak. Those kind of lyrics, people are not, in go-go itself, are not naturally inclined to that consciousness. They want to hear, put your one leg up and rub this and hold that. And so they not ready to, you know, it's just our crowds are different. So I wouldn't so much say they don't mess with me. It's just our crowds, our audience. I cater to more of a conscious audience.
Why do you think some people hate on regg'go? Is it a jealous thing or is it a DC thing?
I don't know that it's so much hate. I don't know. I consider it to be preference. I hear people from DC, they, man, I don't care what, man. I just don't fuck with no reggae like that. I just don't fuck with it. I hear people from the Caribbean say, boy, I love my reggae, or I love my calypso, I love my soca. I'm not into the go-go thing. And for them, and in all due respect, I can understand it, because you see, when you listen to reggae and calypso and all these kinds of world music, they have lyrics would speak to you. They guide you somewhere. They tell you to do something. If it's jump up and hug your woman, love your woman, praise the Most High, whatever it is, they have subject content will go somewhere. So they, in that aspect, when I say do it for Northeast, do it for Southeast, and that's all I'm saying, they can't relate that. Oh, I'm saying Trinidad or Lincoln Heights. They, you know, that's not their area. That's not their neighborhood. And sometimes, likewise, people in D.C., we can't understand because we're not inclined to understand the talk of people who, you know, who the reggae artists and people like that. But when it comes to regg'go, when people hear it, and because I can speak both languages, people say, I like you, I understand you better. You speak more clearer. There are some people say they just never heard regg'go as yet. But when they hear it and that go-go beat get up under them and that heavy reggae bass line on top of that go-go beat, man, I ain't messing with no reggae, man, but I like this, as well as people who are just reggae heads. They love it because regg'go has that energy to keep the party going. Regg'go is a party music. It just like go, it keep the party moving. So that's why once people hear it, they might say they don't mess with it, but once they hear it, then they love it.
Okay. What about your former band members from Physical Wonder? Do they support you and your music?
Physical Wonders. I talked to a guy the other day who wanted to interview me, and he said to me, man, whatever happened to that dude that used to be in Physical Wonders? His name was Ray, man. He used to wear that little Gumby haircut, and he'd be dancing on stage. He used to put on a show. I told the guy, I say, that's me, man. What? That's you? No, that ain't you. No, but man, yeah, Physical family. The Physical family, that's the first family. That's home. Each of us in Physical Wonders always physically wondered that we would be doing something better, greater, and much large. And to the most of us, it is manifested. Craig Clipper, you got to understand, is my friend from the Sandbox through elementary school and everything. So right now, he lives far away outside of D.C. And I can call Craig Clipper 2, 3 o'clock in the morning and say, yo, I'm in trouble. That man, they're coming for me. That's my brethren. That's my bona fide brethren. Doc, I still consider Doc the bass player. He was our band leader. I still consider him to be like my musical physician. Every now and then, because I'm a band leader now, I'm having to understand what he went through. So it's like I go to the doc for a checkup, and doc, he give me that exam and tell me, find your place, find your niche, find your market, stick to it, do what you do. He's in full support, man. So the Physical family, yeah, that's home, always.
Okay. What changed in your life 10 to 20 years ago that made you into the person or the man that you are today?
What changed in my life, I'd have to say 22 years ago, because Pretty Girl just turned 22 the other day, earlier this month in August. Pretty Girl, that's my daughter. That's what I call her, Pretty Girl. When Pretty Girl was born, most people remember those days of me in Physical Wonders. And in Physical Wonders those days, I was very promiscuous and very provocative. My style of dancing on stage, that's what attracted the girls, the way I used to do my thing, And I was living like that, and I just understood once she was born, wow, I consider myself to be a good entertainer and a star, because I did theater before music. But I said, my daughter will never ever be able to, I don't want her to come see my show. She can't enjoy what I do, and why can't she enjoy what I do as much as I do? So I knew that then at that point there was something wrong with what I was doing, the way I was doing. And at that same time, Rastafari way of life came in and took me up. I began to spend more time around the Rastafari elders, Ras Lidj, Ras Iris, Brother Jack, Mama Farika, just the whole Rastafari elder family. And Ras Lidj and Ras Iris named me Ras Lidj, and that name is stuck ever since. And I don't care how you come to the Creator or how you come to the Almighty. Once you learn truth and righteousness, you have to stick to it. You can't turn back. So I can't turn from go-go. That's what I come from. But I can put who I am and what I am now, conscious word sound, conscious speech over the microphone, because it's life and death in the power of the tongue. And I got to put that conscious word sound into the music,
With all the ups and downs in life and in music, what keeps you going, and do you really care about what people think about you and your music?
What keeps me going is, my love, my strength, my faith in the Most High Jah, also my family, and I don't know if I said thank you. If I did, I can't say thank you enough to them, but my band members, Tito, my drummer, Bubba, my guitar player, Harmony Black, my Empress, the First Lady of reggae music. Did I leave anybody else? Echo, the bass player. Can't forget about my old bass player who was with me. Just my band members, can't forget about Matt, Swamp Guinea, whether he's on stage with me or away from stage, he's always building me. My band members, and so the audience too. The people in the audience and the people in the crowd are just coming to me and say, thank you. I enjoyed your show so much. One lady said to me, I'm visiting DC here, And I felt like from your show, I got to experience Washington, D.C. for the fullest. I'm only here for the weekend. I didn't get to go through the whole town, but she heard my song Tour Bus. You know, with a nice place to live, Washington, and around where I live, the tour bus don't come. So I gave her the experience of D.C. within that song. Just the fans and the people like that. You can't worry about what people say or what they don't like, because more time people want to see you fall before they see you rise. So you have to continue to do what you do. And if you have it here in your heart and you believe in it, if I was playing straight go-go, I would have stopped. Straight reggae, no. But because I know I'm putting something together that is great, regg'go music, and I believe in it more than anybody, I have to continue. I can't stop. I'm too invested to quit. Chuck Brown once said this, and I'll never forget this quote: as long as I aspire to inspire and I still can get higher, I don't see no need to retire. Bless up, Papa Chuck.
I like that. I saw you at the Anacostia Arts Center not too long ago.
Mm-hmm.
It was a great show. I had a great time. But I experienced something that I really never experienced before at a concert. It was like something spiritual between you and the people. And I just can't explain it. Can you try to explain what was going on that night?
There was many things going on that night. That night in particular, something happened to me which never happened before. And that is my regular drummer, Tito, he's been away with his family on vacation, you know, and we all need a vacation. But I hired another drummer to come in and play with me, and that drummer just did not show up that night. That's weird. I never had a drummer not show up, but he didn't show up that night. And I couldn't cancel because that's where I'm undefeated at. Ras Lidj has never, ever canceled a show. I'm undefeated. I've had club owners or venue have to cancel a show with me, but I've never canceled. So I go through the show, the rest of my band is there, and we're there. And funny enough, I didn't have Put Y'all First on the set that night, but I came out and I opened because it was just my prayer. I had to pray to the Most High to get me through. Everything we do, you know we put Jah first. Everything we do, you know we put Jah first. Put Jah first, we gonna do put Jah first. Put Jah first. And you see, from I started that, the show just began to go the way of like spoken word poetry or something like that. The people hung on my every lyric in that song and they was bobbing their heads and grooving to it. The music was playing in the background. You know, I had the keyboards, the bass, the lead. I had Swamp Guinea on percussion. That by time I got down to one of our signature songs, which is the tribute, I call it the tribute to the king of reggae music, Robert Nesta Marley and Chuck Brown. You know what I mean? I do No Woman, No Cry in a go-go, DC go-go style. By the time I did that and it was just straight congos, yo, the people, the audience inside the Art Center that night, they became the bass drum, the snare, the hi-hat, the cowbell, the cymbals, and, you know, Swamp Guinea was laying it down on the percussion. So they partied, man, you know, just like a regular show, and that was a spiritual movement. And also, guess what? The spiritual movement, because my energy, I was back home in Southeast in my backyard. I don't get to play DC often, but when I do, it's always going to be a show. I was so glad to be back home that night. So, yeah, that was a spiritual movement that night, man.
Okay, last question. What do you think about the Reverend Tony Lee?
Tony Lee is a thief. Ooh, the room got silent. Watch out. Don't turn off the interview. Ras Lidj said something controversial again. Tony Lee is a thief, man. And let me say this. For my part, I deal with Rasta. I'm not too much into organized religion. I watch, listen, and learn a lot of things. I affiliated myself when I came back home in 2004 to DC. I returned home, you know. My brother had been murdered in 99, and then coming home, I didn't know if I'd be next or what's going on. So I affiliated myself with Union Temple Church because I wanted somebody who would understand me, know me, in case I did, you know, drop out and something happened to me, who could say some words over top of me and know that I'm African-oriented and say that. And Willie Wilson is a man who deal with Africa. He go to Africa and carry people from his church to Africa. So that made me align myself with Union Temple. While I was in there, I saw Tony Lee speak for the first time. Youth minister coming from a big church. I believe he's a full-on pastor or whatever it is now. But I woke up one Sunday morning and I saw him explain how he started his church. He was speaking on TV, one of these Sunday morning TV shows, and he was telling how he started his church in the Legend nightclub, which when I was a young boy was called the Quonset. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if the Quonset was a strip club because I was too young, but my brother used to go there. So you can imagine the energies in there. But the reason why I say Tony Lee is a thief is because of this. In the Legend nightclub, you have great men, the greatest of all time, Bugs, Junkyard Band. You have the rapper Ra, Dynasty Band. It's like African leaders calling the tribe together to do dance, get ready. That's how go-go is with the call and the response, right? So these men, Bugs, Ra, everybody who played there at Legend nightclub, they're sheep herders. They herd the sheep right there. But guess what? Their lyrics, words-wide, had nowhere to lead the sheep, nowhere to carry the sheep. So at the end of the night, when the go-go done and the drinks are all drank and gone, there's people laying around the bar who can't get home, can't get in their cars, they don't want to drive drunk. Some of them scared to go outside for what's going on outside or whatever. You see what I mean? They can't leave. Here comes Tony Lee. Oh, with a big, pretty smile. You know what I mean? No funny man business, but serious. Tony Lee, a handsome boy with a big, pretty smile and coming and tell, don't worry yourself, sister. You can stay right here. I'll take care of you. You see what I mean? We're going to have church in just a minute, right here. Just sit right there. Don't worry. You ain't got to look like nothing. Get yourself together. Just stay where you are. I got you. Okay, for the remnant who hung around the Legend and Tony Lee coming in after the go hard done when the sun coming up and starting his 8 o'clock service right there in Legend nightclub, those people were sheep which was gathered together. Remember this. What were the occupations of the apostles who followed Christ? What kind of men was those? Huh? I ask my son that all the time. He go to church, he can't tell me, right? What was the occupation of those men? Tony Lee started collecting the remnants of the sheep from the sheep herder Bugs, from the sheep herder Rod, the rapper. You see what I mean? He collected those sheep. So that's why I call him a thief, right? The other day, Tony Lee he get one big female sheep. I call her, you ever watch The Color Purple? When Suge Avery come to town and everybody go crazy? There's a female who come and go like that from Florida, Miss Peru. One big girl put on a big show. She can sing. I seen women, never seen this in go-go, pull up a chair and sit down and hear Miss Peru sing. Now I hear Miss Peru is the female, she's the youth choir director over there, right? What happened when Suge Avery left Harpo's juke joint? God is trying to tell you something. You see, everybody leave Harpo juke joint and go follow Suge Avery to the church, right? So she's over there. Tony Lee still a goat the other day because I turned on YouTube. What happened? I see Bugs singing in church over there. Bugs is the goat, the greatest of all times. Tony Lee, I look on YouTube the other day, he riding an elephant. Huh? No, serious. He was riding an elephant, literally. Who was the last man you see ride an elephant? Black man. You know the great warrior Hannibal? Huh? Know the great warrior Hannibal? Tony Lee, man, let me tell you something. You see me? This is Ras Lidj. Remember this. This is a lion. You see this lion? You can't shore me up. You can't shore me up, Tony Lee, but continue to do your good works because those of us who are looking from the outside, the work speak for yourself. Don't go wrap up in politicians. Just do God's work. Bless her.